be chasing my dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my 10 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a looked out gangster, set, tripping bang. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger, fool. Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die, what can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know. Tell me, why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? They've been spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise. They've been spending most of their lives living in the gangster's paradise.
And welcome to the 26th installment of Let's Get It On. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling conflicted. Let's do some OOC talk, cause out of character. Because as you can see, we're breaking format again. We won't be doing this battle. And why? My first doubt about this battle started when I barely finished uploading the previous episode. It was rendering at 88% for HD, and I already got a message from my super fan Manko. I usually wait until it renders HD, and then I post it officially in the Discord and get my 5 likes. So anyway, we started talking, and he actually gave me some feedback that he thinks that Rigozus should actually retreat from the battle and try to engage the enemy over the bridge. I try and have a bridge battle. Now, I don't think the enemy would pursue, so I was still iffy about it. And then today I'm loading the game, and I'm struck by my decision making. Like this is literally suicidal. I'm looking at usually before I start the battle. I try to think what unit should engage which enemy units and stuff like that. Like formulate a plan. And I'm looking like, oh my goodness! So these are at least 4 heavy tanks, and we have like half a tank, and another one. These are literally lancers. So they have like 5 pseudo cataphracts, elite units, and just that I won't be able to deal with that. I have like 1 full unit of hoplites that maybe can engage those heavy units. Like I need my whole army just to deal with those 6. Not to mention the sea of bows that the enemy has. So this is literally suicidal. So I was trying to get into the mindset of Rigozus, and on top of that, getting the feedback from Manko. So I decided, you know what? I said I'm gonna do something, and I'm not gonna do that, because this is really suicidal. I retreated already. Just to test, because this was what I decided to do with Manko. Like we will retreat, and then I'll use the goat to go back in time and actually do the battle. But I don't think Rigozus is that suicidal, because usually he doesn't mind bloodbaths. He really doesn't mind bloodbaths. But if he crosses the river, he knows that there's no retreat. He's literally stuck there. Because if we engage the battle and then we lose, if we retreat, the enemy will pursue us. And we won't be able to retreat at all. So this is literally suicidal on his part. So I decided, you know what? No. This is even in character, especially in character. This is a really bad idea. So this is my line of thinking. And thank you for your understanding.
Report. The situation is worse than I thought. It seems the Saraxizos clan took over the city. He leads a small but very well-equipped army.
How well-equipped?
You know how most of our men don't have armor? Well, their horses have armor. Heavy armor, like the one you confiscated.
Weaknesses?
None. They outnumber us both on foot and on horse, have better equipment and more bows.
Suggestions?
Engaging them will be suicidal, retreating back across the Dniester, with some haste. Saraxizos was mustering his riders to come find us, while the city garrison is not far behind him.
Why did you and your men return?
Excuse me?
If the situation is such a catastrophe, why didn't you defect back? I assume you regret defecting to us, no?
Very much regret it, but my people are not merciful. We castrate defectors. I would like to have children one day.
Good. Consider yourself promoted. You are the new governor of Voinuland. Let's cross this dannato river again and see to your province. I will slaughter your kin another day.
So welcome to the autumn of 272, and I guess we should start with Regozus and do just aggressive trading again, going back to the site where we had our death camp victory over the Katieroi, and just raid them, raid the Voinu again. I guess taking over the Katieroi won't be as easy as we thought. On the western front, King Dotos will, I guess he won't do much as well. He will just patrol some more, maybe closer to a king, and just patrol, and finally Manconius will get some more men. Oh, already at 77. Wow, that's like double the strength he had. So we will just stay here, because if I go here, the patrolling won't help that much, because we are still having the sewage debates. The local populace is really angry at us destroying their sewage system. Those weirdos that actually shit in their house instead of shitting in the wood, which is disgusting. But hey, you know, barbarians, they also shag sheep, so you know, who are we to judge? And yeah, the patrolling is almost the only thing that keeps this whole province together. So yeah. And another thing that happened is that in Issos we finished converting the town to a barbarian town, and we get some more silver and more lead, which is good for our trade. And we also can, I noticed that we need 4,000 and something monies to upgrade the mine to some better mines. So I guess we will stop donating, so 700 monies, so people will like us until we actually build this building, because this will be really important for our economy. And another feedback that I got is that in Segestica I should probably build the building that gives me wood, but I already pressed the buttons, so that might have been a mistake. But you know, the less money I have, the harder the game will be, so cool. And I think since there is a proper town in Issos, we should actually tax Issos. So how does that? Revolution at 35 turn is acceptable, and we get 300 monies. So I think that's worth it. And that's it for the whole turn, I think. Oh my god! As soon as I pressed enter, I saw it. This little icon, it's not the right icon. Instead of looting, I sent them to patrol. We were patrolling enemy territory, actually helping them patrol the province. And of course they sally out to attack us. They managed to ambush us, and look at all the wonderful modifiers we get. Minus 25 ammunition, which is, you know, for our army that has like 60% archers, this is lovely. Minus 5% morale, plus 5 public order on enemy territory. Lovely. Minus 25 line of sight. Oh my god, we are literally blind little goose. Wow, you know what, this is we're gonna do this. We're not gonna use the goat and turn back time, because thematically it works. Rigozus is very ambitious. He already considers this land, everything across the... Which river is this? I think it's the Dniester or something. Who cares? Everything across the river, since they didn't attack us across the river, this is already part of his land. This is Voinuland. So he already treats everything across the river as his. He is already starting to rule it, starting to patrol it. And of course the Centaurs are pissed about it. And they come out. I don't even know what they have. I think they have even more heavy cavalry. This is a disaster, because we can't retreat. This is win or die for Rigozus. Might be the fall of Rigozus.
In 272 BC, during King Dotos' Western campaign, in which he conquered the Bruci by beating both Lugatorix the Younger and the Elder, effectively conquering Segestica, Rigozus, the Warden of the East, feeling left out, decided to go and raid the Centaurs, initially limiting himself to minor raids in Voinuland. He got bolder following a great victory in which he slaughtered a Centaurs army sent to hunt him down. In an unpredictable move, he attacked his pursuer's own war camp. After a short retreat to regroup and recruit, during which he even convinced some of the captive Centaurs to defect. A group led by Uluki, a young disgruntled Centaurs noble, on his second crossing of the border, after another season of raiding the Voinu. He grew bolder and decided to cross the Dniester River and try to go for the Centaurs capital of Olbia. The Centaurs, angered by the situation, organized their whole nobility into an army, under the command of Saraxazos, calling themselves the Swift Riders. They rode to meet Rigozus' invading force. Rigozus, again unpredictable in his actions, decided on the advice of Uluki to retreat from the Swift Raiders back across the Dniester River. Firmly believing Saraxazos will not dare cross the river and face him without the full support of the Olbian garrison. Emboldened again, he proclaimed Voinuland as part of his eastern domain of Pelandava. Began patrolling it, with the intent of taxing the local Voinu tribes. Hearing this, the Centaurs nobles were so enraged, that they voted to cross the river and face the Dacians. With the help of local disgruntled Voinu, and maybe even a double agent from Uluki's defectors, the Swift Raiders managed to successfully ambush Rigozus. The following battle was known as the Voinuland ambush.
And here we are for the second time in this playthrough, being ambushed. And honestly, the first time we got ambushed by the Bastarnos, it was kind of intentional. This time, I feel personally ambushed, because I really didn't expect this. I basically made a mistake. I clicked the wrong click, and this happened. But despite me really liking Rigozus, because he's a sociopath and he's kind of the only colorful character I have at the moment, I'm not gonna give him plot armor. You know, to quote Draco Malfoy, you know, if he dies, he dies. So let's see the formation. Here we are minding our own business with Rigozus in the front with his really heavily armored cataphracts. Behind them, the men who owe Rigozus their new station in life, the new ruling elite of Pelendava. As you can see, not the wealthiest of province. They have a horse and a hat. And that's all they managed to get from their new station. Behind them we have the two divisions of the pride of Rigozus' army, the quote-unquote hoplite units, and behind them we have the Komatai, the Malva line, what's left of it. We started with 3 division, now we're down to like half, and as soon as they die or get promoted, this unit will probably cease existing. Behind them we have the youths. Behind them we have men who Rigozus didn't really want to have. I mean, every army leader knows that if you're going to fight people with lots of bows, the last thing you need is people without shields and without shirts. But you know, they just showed up, because this is how the Dacians learn to fight. You just throw caution to the wind and use your big sword to kill your enemy. So I doubt they will do a lot of good. Behind them we have some light horse, and behind them we have archers and slingers and youths. But in the middle of my archer line we have the Getae defectors, and here is Uluki himself. Hello, Uluki. And this is our formation, and the enemy is upon us. This is how it looks. The enemy really doesn't have a fancy formation, just a lot of really good troops. So I guess the battle starts with us basically hearing a lot of horse hoofs, and then we actually see some of the bows that are starting to whoosh above us, and then the battle starts in earnest. Rigozus' first instinct is to run away, of course, and the rest of the army is trying to form a line. And of course we are exchanging pilums and fires and trying to get to them. The problem is that they won't allow us to get to them. These are the Komatai, the most light of our unit, so they are leading the vanguard, trying to catch the enemy horse. And the only one who showed some real initiative was Uluki, because he knows the tactics of the enemy, so he knew what to do. He knew that they will deploy most of the units up front to try and to decapitate the head of the army, Rigozus. So he, from the rear guard, came and flanked one unit. One unit turned out to be one of their medium armored ones, and he actually did manage to come to position himself somewhat at their back and then charge in, and he did manage to pin them. And this would be the only good thing that happened at the start of the battle. As you can see, the army isn't faring so well. Now the other flank, you can see how slowly our army marches towards the enemy. All the time we're just getting shot at by the Getae horse archers. And the AI kind of surprised me, because the last time we fought the Getae, they just stood there and exchanged fire with our own archers, while this time they're not. They're definitely not. Look at our archers, they're running, trying to keep up with the army. And this is Rigozus joining the safety of behind the line. And at this point we also find out how ruthless the enemy commander is, Araxazos. He is using a tactic straight out of the I don't care about the welfare of my men book. He sees that we are moving slowly, but we are still moving towards them. So he decides to send a light unit of horse to actually charge into one of our units, basically pinning down, because of course I will have to take advantage of this situation. So they pinned out at least 4 units with this charge, because we just have to take care of it, because we can't just march through them. So in all this time they keep peppering us, and shooting us with bows. This is a very effective tactic. They lost one unit, but they inflicted tons of casualties. Maybe not here, but just by delaying us so much, they will have the opportunity to inflict a ton of more damage. And of course, you know, look at these 3 light units, and look what's left of the Volksmen. 225 men. I don't even want to check the numbers, but not many. And he's trying to do it again, but this time I think Rigozus tried to pin a unit, and he will regret that very soon. Luckily, a unit of X-Men and the Volksmen that I was just talking about were near, and they joined the fray. And this is one of the medium units, so they're not collapsing so fast. But here comes the cavalry, I guess, the hoplites. And I guess they really put the hope in hoplite, because we are really hoping we can win this. Eventually this unit routes, so we send the nobles to try and deal with them. Now this unit is on full flight. They're just running away. But at some point they just turn around and basically kill their pursuers. The unit we sent to basically chase them off the map got turned on. This is one of the very few times that something like this actually happens. So they're actually going back to the battle while our own unit is running away. Not looking good. And at this time we will use the magical powers of editing and join the left flank. And here we join the right flank, just as Uluki just finished his scuffle, and he keeps on the pressure. He eventually told the unit of light horse to take up a position on the hill to bait the enemy, basically to attack them so he can charge in. And another really nasty fight started here up on the hill.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. 'Cause I've been blasted and laughing so long that even my mama thinks my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it.
So again, I think 3 of our units against one of their medium armored units, but eventually we did manage to win this. And Uluki will keep on his putting on pressure on the enemy army. But at this point, let's pause a bit, and I think, yeah, a very interesting thing happened. This was just a few seconds before this enemy unit routed and our noble chased them, but we already see that we managed to split the army in two, because the Komatai, the Malva line, just didn't stop the running forward. Them and eventually the unit of Volksmen just kept running forward, and the horses smartly were skirmishing with them, just not engaging in melee, but kept shooting at them. So this is how it looks. Their army is basically split in two. We'll follow the Uluki front for now. So far we only fought the lesser of the enemy, the horse archers and the medium armored ones. Now we need to start facing the real opposition, the really heavy armored cataphracts of the enemy. I think here we cornered 3 of their units, but it's more like they baited us, because these men are a lot stronger than what we have to offer, and every time they send they're shooting at us, they're doing a lot of damage. As you can see, if we look back, there's a lot of dead horses and blood everywhere, and even Rigozus decided to come and join this front. and eventually they did turn to attack us, and they charge into us. As you can see, this is not going well for us at all. These are men in heavy armor and experience and everything, and this is Rigozus flanking and coming in, and even Uluki is in this scuffle. So this is the only ass in the hole that we have to just rear charge them. And as you can see, this didn't do much. One unit of light horse already gave up, and I don't know if you could, yes, and another. This is, I think, their king or their general showing up. As you can see, this really isn't going well for us. Not at all. I don't know if you can differentiate the units, but those with the hats are not. I mean, those with the smurf hats are the enemy, and those with the yellow hats are the good ones, I guess. And as you can see, there aren't many. And eventually, yeah, Rigozus decides, you know, this is just we're losing, and I don't want to die. So he decides to leave this. Oh, he already did that. I was looking for him. Like all the time that we were busy looking at basically Uluki fighting the enemy, Rigozus was way. He already abandoned the fight because he saw this is not going well after the charge. Because look how much enemy. So he left the units. You know, he didn't order a general retreat. He just got the fuck out of there as soon as he could. And look what we have. What's left in our. I guess we should do a go back in time and see what happened in the center. This is just as Uluki was starting to put under pressure, and Rigozus was joining him, and these units were retreating, and our lesser nobles from Pelendava started chasing them. So this is our main line, well, trying to form a line. These are the hoplites, and the archers are also, they did manage to catch up because we were slaughtering the enemy unit that charged us. And well, same tactics from the Katiaroi, just luckily for us they're shooting at the Malva line, which isn't affecting us that much. And okay, what is this? Stupid steam, stop steaming me. And this is another kind of silly charge by the enemy, but I guess the tactic is to try and slow our main line until their main force will show up and mop the floor with us. We did manage to kill this unit, and we keep marching in slowly. Now again, this is the real opposition. You can just see by them. Let's just admire them for a second. Check out these catapacts. I mean, these are some really kitted out warriors, and they're also experienced. And look who they're fighting. These are interesting because they're between us. So yeah, they are charging our X-Men, which is really a smart thing to do. And this was some of the bloodiest fighting that we had so far in the whole campaign, I think. This is a really interesting flanking maneuver, not with a phalanx unit, but still with one of the more slowest units in the game. I think they have a speed of 2, and I try to do my best to flank with them. And this flanking maneuver really helped us. It really put the pressure on the enemy. As you can see in the back, our archers are forming up and trying to do the best to help the rest of our army. But this look at what they're doing. They just very smartly decided to stop fighting us, to just ignore our line and ride through us and get to the soft underbelly of our slingers. This is a disaster. Slingers, I think, look, they're surrounding a guy and they can't even touch him. Look, they try to stab at him with their little swords, with the little knives. Nothing happens. And this charge is devastating, because we weren't winning the melee. We were just banking that eventually bows will do enough damage for the enemy to run away. As you can see, the Folksman here in the background already broke, and this is just looking really bad for us. As you can see, our line is basically non-existent, and our archers are everything is just in chaos. There's no, our archers can shoot because everybody is just clustered, and there's no line of sight. But eventually, I don't know why, I think they went and tried to find a Rigozus, or they were waiting for the more reinforcements, but they just rode through us and then came back. So I think we were using the youths or the X-Men to try and delay this unit while we form some kind of firing line to deal with them. And look, this is more than half the army. This is 60% of what's left of our army, just trying to deal with one unit. Look at how many slings and everything. And we barely managed to... here Rigozus showed up. We barely managed to deal with them. And even then, they are riding away with at least 15 men. So the unit isn't even wiped out. This is just... wow. And now to the main fight, I guess. More of their heavy units showed up. No, I think these are mediums, and these are the more heavy ones. And I guess the hoplites are really earning their reputation. They will either manage to stop these units of heavy cavalry, heavy cataphracts, or we're all dead, because there's no retreat. This is an ambush. Even if we retreat, they basically catch us in the forest. I guess the local Voinu, the hostile Voinu, are helping them doing that. And at this point, this is really give and take. It can go either way. Let's turn out the interesting effects so we can admire the bloody fight. I'm really bad at this kind of commentary, but this is Rigozus joining the fray, and I think, yeah, let's turn out. Yeah, we did win this, but as you can see, is this a victory? I mean, this will shame Epirus himself. This kind of victory. Look at what's left of our army. We can count them. And here we are. I decided, of course, I mean, victory is a victory. We will do a parade. So the only unit that is chasing is Rigozus, and even that, actually no, most of our archers are trying to chase, trying to shoot, but they won't do much because horses are fast. And look what's left of our army. The two divisions of hoplites. These are, I think, the X-Men who really excelled. They were just everywhere. I guess being light on their foot really helped them. And they also didn't rout like the rest. And the same can be said for the youths, who really helped. Their high armor penetration pilums really helped us. And who are these? This is just a unit of archers that ran out of bows. Wow, what a fight! What a fight! I'm personally, I'm really glad Rigozus isn't dead. But you know, conquering the Getae won't be easy. And here we are again at the best parts of these videos, the showing of the numbers. Wow, we lost 626 men, which is 43.4% of the army. And surprisingly, we only lost one unit of light cav. We didn't even lose the lesser nobles that really ran away with very few men. So good news, I guess. Even more surprising is that the MVP, both in numbers and I guess also in actions, is Rigozus himself. I mean, he showed both enough cowardice and enough initiative to really carry the fight. He was there when he was needed, and he ran away when he was no longer needed. And other than that, I mean, no real unit really performed that well. I guess the hoplites did their job, but again didn't excel. Uluki, you know, out of character, he performed well, but the unit itself didn't do that much. And I guess the actual unit that saved the battle were the Malva line, who never stopped chasing after the enemy. Our worst unit, we did manage to get the most usage out of. So yeah, there's that. So anyway, I hope you liked this episode, and I can't wait to see how we rebuild stuff with Rigozus in the next episode. So see ya.